Good morning everyone. My full name is Yufernis Halawa. You can call me Fernis. From the English Education Study Program. My student ID is 252002710033. Today I'm going to read text 3 entitled Village and Architecture. Let's begin. Village and Architecture. Nias people live in highly organized villages. Nias villages often possess impressive stone monuments and large houses which stood on earthquake-resistant timber pylons. Most of these villages have lost its old houses because of their deterioration and difficulties in maintaining the ancient wooden structure from rot, insects, and were hence replaced by other more generic structure. Other regions where not so many old houses were rebuilt because of the overharvesting of the forest. In the past, Nias villages, especially those of South Nias, were strategically built on top of a ridge or hill and were surrounded by ramparts and security gates. Entry into this village was provided by only two gates via staircases. The gates lead to a straight paved avenue which ran through the village center, with rows of traditional houses on the sides of the avenue. Close to the main square of the village was the house of the village founders, the Omosebua. In Nias villages, the space in front of its houses was the property of the inhabitants. This front courtyard was used for mundane activity, e.g. drying harvest before storing. Villages in central Nias was usually smaller than its southern counterpart. The houses are also positioned further away from the main avenue. Wooden figures. The Adu Satua, wooden ancestor statues. The people of Nias places great value on wooden figures or adu. The sole purpose of the Nias figures was to fulfill ritual needs, whether it is to ensure worth or to perform specific beneficial rites. Nisan figures vary in size from as small as 20 cm (7.9 inches) in height to more than 2 meters (6.6 feet) tall. When an elderly person died, the family would make a wooden statue known as Adu Jatua. The statue was unveiled on the fourth day after the death of the person. The shape of the wooden statue reflects the status of the person who used them. The more powerful the owner, the more impressive the statues will be made. Nias people believe that the deceased person's spirits reside in the statues. So all events that occurred in the family were shared with the ancestor statues. Through prayers, ancestor figures were believed to ensure fertility for the family, livestock, and agriculture land. Sacrifices were made to the ancestor statues, especially on important events, e.g. birth, marriage, and death. Ancestor statues were placed in the main room of the house, sometimes more than 100. A missionary work in 1930 had recorded the removal of over 2,000 idols from a house of Avenue Northern Convent. Some missionaries even recorded houses collapsing under the weight of these ancestor figures. Small Adu Jatua were bound together horizontally using a rattan and page. In North Nias, large impressive ancestor figures is known as Adu Sura Salawa. Nias language for portraits of honor ancestor. The Adu Sura Salawa represent the first known ancestor of a family, often the founder of the village. The Adu Sura Salawa were usually placed upon a war oran and altar daru-daru. Another large ancestor statues are the Adu Hura. Adu Hura ancestor statues are large, elongated armless, and were high forked hand rests. The statues are generally found in central Nias and rarely in South Nias. Other wooden figures ancestor. These wooden figures were created to heal specific illnesses, to protect villages, or to invoke supernatural beings to aid through ritual. The statues were generally crudely made as a pouch to the finely carved ancestor figures. To Kim von Benner, Veld just classified more than 60 types of non-ancestor wooden figures. Many ancestor figures were destroyed in 1960 by Christian missionary movements, which saw them as an old, blasphemous religious symbol. Some were sold to collectors and can be found in museums or private collections around the world. Stone monuments. A stone monument displayed in front of a house to display the power and reign of the host. The Nias produced one of the most impressive megaliths cultured in Indonesia, especially the center and South Nias. Stone were used to contrast different objects and structures. Nias village featured impressive stoneworks, e.g. large staircases and varied paved streets. Ritual objects, e.g. the behu, vertical column, standing columns, jumping stones, habilis, altars, and sarfugai are among the many stone objects produced by Nias people. Monuments were central in the Owasa festival, a kind of fest to raise the reign of a person. Dedicating stone monuments publicly is considered as one of the several requirements that must be done by a person to prove that he had fulfilled the right to claim a higher rank and to receive honorary titles. The behu is a type of megalith in the form of vertical column. Behu were erected in front of the house of the host to commemorate farmer great celebration held by the host. The more behu displayed in front of the host house, the more powerful its possessions are in the village. Noblemen display behu that is large in size and more abundant in numbers than the commoners. A behu with hydrophobic form is known as the osa-osa. The osa-osa is depicted as wearing traditional Nias attire, e.g. the kalabubu necklace and pendant earrings kondalu or sarodalina. The osa-osa head is that of the various beasts, usually a lasara, a hornbill, a stag, or a multi-bladed mixture of all. Before displaying the osa-osa in front of houses, they were paraded around the village with the house seated or even standing on top of the osa-osa. Household object. Nias people produce household objects carved with geomorphic, floral, or geometry motifs. Below are a list of utilitarian objects produced by the Nias people. Number 1. Bariganaan, a miniature daisuali box. Number 2. Bowatani, clay pot. Number 3. Jogi North Nias, Fogau Rehia South Nias, a wooden coconut grater used to grate coconut meat to produce coconut milk or coconut oil, an important ingredient in Nias cuisine. Number 4. Vigalai, banana leaf used as plate. Number 5. Halu, a paddy pounder. Number 6. Haru, a wooden spoon the base of the handle, a carved with various forms, e.g. a horse. Number 7. Katidi, weavings from bamboo. Number 8. Lesu, moulder and pestle. Number 9. Niro, a tool to spread rice from its husk. Number 10. Gala, tray-like item made of wood. Number 11. Solembanio, a drinking container made from coconut shell. Number 12. Tumba lauru, a tanker used to weigh rice. Weapons. A group of Nias warriors holding the Balusa shield and Borusa spear, and with Balato sword at the side of their waist. Today, the Nias people are almost always is presented as a work-like people known for their identity, tradition, and inter-villages conflicts in the past, where many features of weapons are highly regarded above agriculture implements. Despite this, none of the warlike activity are carried out by the Nias people, as the majority of the Nias people has been converted to Christianity. Nevertheless, Indonesian people were still known as a skillful weapon and armor makers. The Nias people used a variety of material for creation of their weaponry: leather, cord or woven fibers, precious metal, iron, and brass. The Nias used spear, sword, and blades as their weapon. Their spear, totoak, doho in the south, toho in the north, was mainly used for hunting. The shaft is made of the hardwood of nipple palm, tied with rattan. Other types of spears are the burusak, with a triangular spade head. The Nias sword, gari, is combined weapon. Both the sword and its sheath have simple undercutted form. The most well-known of the Nias weapon is the balato or tologo, a steel sword with a protective amulet believed to possess magical power. The balato has a hilt made of brass. The sheath of the balato contains vertical bundle of rattan raga baluto, which remove it as a protective amulet. This protective amulet is usually attached with a variety edgy animal fangs which are formed so that it looks like the jaw of the mythical Lasara. The balato is only reserved for the highest noblesse as a kind of the proof of the authority and the social rank of its owner. Some prominent chiefs comfort their armor with sheaths of gold. Helmets can be made of ring or tightly woven palm fibers. The oval-shaped shield is known as the baluse is of Nias, while the Norse produce a hexagonal-shaped shield known as the danger. This is the end of my pronunciation assignment. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.